So, the idea of this is I'm going to walk around and show you some of the lots that are currently live on Collecting Cars, which you might be aware is an online auction platform that I'm involved with, and we're very, very proud of it. We also have a podcast, and some of my fellow podders are around somewhere. Chris Cooper's here, Edward Lovett's here, Neil Clifford's roaming somewhere, but I can't find him. He'll be wearing outrageous shoes, because that's what he does. So let's start with this McLaren right in front of me. The best thing about these is when you get driven in one, you have your innards rearranged, and then someone says, that's the entry-level McLaren. You can't believe how fast it is. This thing will smoke a 911 turbo, frankly, and it's the baby one. We are orange, obviously. 570 horsepower, 15,000 miles. I quite like my new job. I used to present a TV show. Now I'm just some spiv that sells cars. It's got an MOT coming soon, so get bidding. Now, to the left, now this is interesting. This is interesting because this just shows you that Collecting Cars doesn't work like the BBC. If you work at the BBC, you're not allowed to do anything that involves friends, family, or anyone that you know. But this car to my left is owned by the founder and CEO of Collecting Cars, called Edward Lovett, and he is shamelessly trying to sell it on the side. But you have to admit, it's a look, isn't it? It's a lizard green Speedster, and if you get a chance, have a look at the front number plate that I personally applied earlier, and you will not see a single ripple or bump apart from the ripples and bumps. I think the 911 Speedster is one of the best cars Porsche's made in the last 15 years. It's just fabulous to drive, the recipe's just right, it looks great, and I'm sorry about the colour. It just, you know, I mean, it's nearly there, isn't it? And the number plate is not for sale. And if you listened to the podcast last week, you'll know the number plate nearly got him in trouble. Now we're moving over here. Welcome to Red Ted. So if you do buy this, then potentially you might have to take on a name as well. So one of only 87 red Pajero EVOs, because most of them are silver or white, aren't they? So it has got a proper look to it. It's fantastic. 44,000 miles, April 1999. I love it. 275 horsepower. So basically, they stuck an Evo 6 engine in one of these Pajeros, gave it some wide arches. My friend Mark Riccioni, who's a fantastic photographer, very talented man, he's got one. And he can't stop telling me how great the car is, but he swears about it the whole time. Is this a live auction?
It's coming soon.
Come on, tell me this isn't cool. All these people that buy Cayennes. What's that? Cool? A Bentayga or that? That's much, much cooler. Now, Renault Megane. 275 trophy. Look at this. Now these really are silly cars. So a car company like Renault, which makes sensible, boring cars, rips the back seats out of a hatchback to make it largely useless, fits suspension that's so stiff it'll knock your teeth out, and then goes and breaks the lap record around the Nürburgring every other week. These are great cars, and I'll tell you why they appeal so much to me. Many of us think, I know what, the spring's come along, I'm going to go and do some track days. And then you buy a hatchback, and you think, I'll modify it to go and be good on a track. And you go through what you need to do. You buy some brakes, you buy some wheels, you buy some tyres, and by the time you add it all up, it costs an absolute fortune to go and do a track day. And Renault did it for you. So if you can go and find one. Rohan, is this live? This ends tonight. It's currently at 14 grand. We need more than that, so you better hurry up and get bidding. So buy that, and then come to the Nürburgring on May the 10th, when there's a great track day. I'm going to that. Okay, I'm over here now in a beautiful, stealthy, dark green SL60 Mercedes-Benz. Done a few miles this, knocking on for 100,000 miles. But R129 is a shape. Do we agree it's aging as well as any Mercedes of the last 30 years? I just think the proportions are absolutely bang on. It's got the split rim wheel. Have a look at the interior. It's just hard wearing, tough, stylish. It's got stance. I will acknowledge the fact I'm not sure it's got the right tailpipe, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'd love one of these. They were rated at about 385 brake, weren't they? But the moment people put them on dynos, they shot well beyond 400 horsepower. It just went live today. Now, I'm sorry, I'm gonna really annoy you. Walk back over the other side now, because I want to have a quick look at a couple of these Porsches. I'll stop at the GT4 RS. Look at that. Look at that. Now, that is an eyeful, isn't it? Is that speed yellow, or is that the other one? Is that racing yellow? Speed. Is this yours? No, it's racing yellow. Is it racing? It's racing yellow. That looks fantastic. They look like angry bumblebees to me, these do. Is it yours? Yeah. I've got the owner here. How many miles has it done?
It's 1455.
14,000?
No, sorry.
I was going to say, good effort. 1,455. Just tell me, as the owner, how good is the intake noise?
It's amazing. It's the best noise ever.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? How do they get away with it?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know.
Is it a live auction, Rover? It's coming soon. Okay, it's absolutely stunning. It really is. I have to say, I think I'm biased, but yellow is the best colour for Porsche.
It definitely is.
There you go. There you go.
Wanted to buy a GT4 RS, didn't you?
I did want to buy it, but I wasn't worthy. They said I wasn't worthy,
well,
and I've got
a chance.
And I haven't got an axe to grind with Porsche already. Oh, wankers. So, yeah, that's a stunning car, isn't it? You've got to hear these from the inside. They're wonderful. Right, I'm going to wander over here and have a quick look at a couple of cars. So, hello. So, what we have to remember is that collecting cars is much more than just an auction platform. We do videos on YouTube. We've got a podcast. There's a whole community of events that we support. Get involved. Look at this. Austin Mini Cooper 1275cc. I've just seen a pop star that would quite like one of these. He's fantastic. Okay, so what year is this? 67. So can you imagine turning up to Goodwood in this? Are you the owner? Is this not the perfect car to turn to Goodwood in?
It is, absolutely.
Yeah, it's got everything going for it. Central instruments. You forget how small a Mini is because you stand next to it, don't you? It's even got a lovely green engine as well. It's coming soon. It's coming soon.
Coming soon.
Oh, okay. Now, so have a look at this beautiful Tuthill Porsche. Again, I have to express an interest. Rich is a friend of mine, but I do believe he makes some of the finest Restomod 911s in the world. This one's notable because actually it's got a wider ST rear arch, which I think gives you an 8 or 9 inch rear rim, but it's got a narrow front. So if you look at the front bodywork, it gives it a slightly different overall shape to most of the cars of this type that Richard makes, because normally you have a wider ST front arch. That should send most of you to sleep. Sorry about that, that's proper nerd chat. Cloth interior, it's a couple of years old. Got a 3.2 litre motor, all the usual fancy intakes on it. About 285 horsepower. Whoa. It's stunning. I keep saying that about every car here. That's the one I drive home. Whereas the owner was here a minute ago. Is it Oslo?
Aga Blue.
Aga Blue. There you go. Is this live, Rohan? Not on the site. Will be soon. Get bidding. Now, I couldn't find much about this, but this visually is the car that attracted me most when I walked in. 105 series. Alpha is just stunning. I gather it's South African import. Is this your car, Sid?
No. I wish.
Do you wish it was your car?
I wish it.
He wishes it was his car. Where's the owner? There's the owner. Let's go and talk to the owner. Tell me a bit more about your baby. Did you import it from South Africa?
I did, yeah. It was originally a car from Johannesburg.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, so tell me about the specification. Is it a standard road?
It's a standard 1750.
Look at these two together. Don't they remind us that modern car design might have gone backwards a bit? Thank you for listening, people. This one, is this live? Ends tomorrow. In a slightly different hue of beige is this baby. Now, anyone that knows and loves Land Rovers will remember something called the Camel Trophy. In a world that's dominated by extreme sports and people finding, oh, are we down? I've lost my, no, I'm back. It's so strong, it cut the connection to the PA system. I love the fact that we live in a world of extreme sports, and yet the Camel Trophy, if you read about it, seems so extreme that no one in the modern environment would ever allow it to take place. This one took part in the 1984 Camel Trophy. Why a cigarette company thought it'd be a good idea to endorse Range Rovers driving through the Amazon basin, I don't know, but they did. This has got a fascinating story. You can read about it in the description when it goes live. But basically, it was a Camel Trophy left-hand drive 110, and then it lived another life, as Land Rovers often do. It was painted blue and was lurking undercover as a normal 110 County until someone peeled a bit of paint off and saw that distinctive ochre colour underneath, and now it's been lovingly returned to its former glory. The tyres are sexy as hell, and also when you look at the back axle and you see it's on springs, you realise this was the start of the new era for Land Rover. So there you go, Camel Trophy 110. I've not seen you in a while.
No, exactly.
How are you, guys?
All right, mate. Last time I was in Saudi Arabia.
Talk me through the baby. It's a 964 cab.
So 964 cab, full
Yep.
engine rebuild, C1 chip, RS flywheel, KW suspension all the way around, RS roll bars, full interior Alcantara roof. I don't know. Keep going. I mean, it's had a lot more money spent than I'm going to get back from it. So it is what it is.
That is the best phrase you ever want to hear about a car that's sold, isn't it? I've spent a lot more on it than I'll ever get back from
Yeah,
it.
free time.
That's how you reassure them. So do you remember when we were in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I
And-
meant to meet the Bin Laden family.
Yeah, yes, there we go. That's a story for another day. There you go. This is, I don't know about you, but the older I get, the more I like the look of a 964. I think we all go through the phase where you love a 993, but then you sort of, I think as you get older, there's something about the 964 that's a representation of the original shape taken into the 90s that we all love dearly. Is that a new hood as well? New paint as well? Are you basically giving away a free glide?
Well, could be, unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, okay. Coming to the site very soon. So, our next coffee run, which is less chaotic, and you won't have to hear me gassing on about cars, is on the 19th of May. Please come along. Last time we had about 3,500 cars. They are a great event, a wonderful way to walk around. I always think to look at other people's cars that you don't necessarily understand. Stop and talk to them and understand why someone decided to get divorced, buy 2 Citroen SMs and are now in therapy. But at least you can give them a hug afterwards, can't you? Thank you very much for coming along. Make sure you listen to the podcast. That's every Friday. There's normally a video goes up every Sunday. There isn't one tomorrow because I got a little bit, let's say, disorganized with my understanding of Aston Martin's embargo system, so I can't put that video up tomorrow. I've got to wait. But there's always stuff going on. And remember to browse the site. Settle down, pour yourself a whiskey and have a look at something that you really shouldn't be buying, but we would love to sell you.